Nandini Vaistave Sangavadakramopanishade Gayandiyam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgati Namanasa Shandiyam Yogina Syantam Navidusara Suravana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Please read verse number 50. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhvamulamadasakham Aswatham Prahurabhyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavit Adhaschordhvam Prasrutastasya Sakha Guna Pravruddha Vishaya Pravala Adhasya Mulani Anusantatani Karmanuvandhini Manusyaloke Narupamasya Tatopalabhyate Nanto na chadirna cha sampratishtha Aswathamenam suvirudhamulam Asanga shastrena dridena chitva Tata padam tat parimargitavyam Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye Yata pravrutti prasruta purani Narupamasya tathopalabhyate Nanto na chadirna cha sampratishtha Aswathamenam suvirudhamulam Asanga sastrena dridena chitva Tata padam tat parimargitavyam Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye Yata pravrutti prasruta purani Beautiful verses, when you are chanting it every day before your meals. The idea is, as you chant, you should be able to remember, see the meaning of it. It's just not a physical exercise for the mouth and tongue to chant these verses. As we go through all the verses, you shall see how wonderful it is that even while eating, just because they do that traditionally before your lunch, you chant the whole chapter. Why is it so? Most people, orthodox religious people, may say that, what is this? How can you, while eating you should not do all these chantings and all that. No, what it means is, when you are aware, thus even your eating becomes a meditation, your eating becomes worship, as even everything must be a meditation. Pasyan, Shunvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Asnan, Gachan, we saw in 5th chapter. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, opening and closing the eyelids, receiving, giving, walking, every activity that was given out in this Asnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swasan, Pralapan, talking, Visrujan, Grunnan, Unmission, Nimission, winking of eyes and eyelids also. Karukurvanne nakinchiti karomiti uktamanyeta tattvavit. One who is aware of the truth of himself never ever does anything. Indriyani indriyartesu vartante. Sense organs do their job. So your waking, your seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, every experience becomes meditation. And meditation is not an isolated experience. Every action becomes a worship. And worshipping does not become an action. So call it dhyana, meditation, being with yourself. Say it puja, worship, both are one and the same. Must clearly see this. Usually the language of devotion and language of wisdom, the difference it is made by the ignorant. That bhakti marga, jnana marga. We saw that in Bhagavad Gita. Yat sankhi prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Whatever you get by the jnana, same thing you get by bhakti. Bhakti must ultimately end up in knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no bhakti possible, because you can't be devoted without the knowledge. To an unknown person, you cannot be devoted. To an unknown God, there will be devotion. There will be no commitment whatsoever. That is why the knowledge is so essential. But only trouble is, in the name of devotion, you can cheat a lot of people. Whereas in jnanam, you cannot cheat, because the person has to understand. If somebody can say, just see that, there is two difference. You can tell that. Suppose somebody comes for a problem in life, financial problem or emotional problem, or anything, just any problem, even just to cross the mountain, anything. Suppose you have got a crisis situation, doesn't matter whatever, big, small, makes no difference. You go to a person, one person says, I'll take care. Another person says, you have to do it. Where shall you go? Are you getting that? When somebody comes with a problem, one person tells him, you don't worry, I'll take care. Another person says, you have to do it. Where shall you go? Will you say, I have to do it? If nothing like somebody doing it, like the massage, you are fat. One doctor says, work hard, diet, you'll get it. Other one doctor says, don't worry. You do what you want to do, I'll take care. That becomes popular massage parlor. Same thing, religious massage parlor. When a person is given the responsibility, you take care, not many people are capable. That is why people think jnanam means knowledge, means I have to do it for myself. I have to read, I have to think. Devotion means, oh, God will take care. Now Arjuna goes to Krishna. Does Krishna say, I'll fight your battle, or you fight your battle? That is why knowledge helps him to understand, because you cannot live somebody's life, nor you can pass on the buck. As somebody cannot live for you, somebody cannot die for you. Somebody cannot eat for you, somebody cannot suffer for you, somebody cannot enjoy for you. You suffer, you enjoy, you live, you die. And ultimately, because you are the immortal, the absolute, That is why the knowledge of yourself is so essential. So in the knowledge of yourself, while talking about the knowledge of yourself, now he first gives you the picture of the whole creation. The whole creation is like a tree. See the whole macrocosm. Then you find your place. Are you getting that point, please? You see the whole thing, then find your place. Where do you fit in? Suddenly you discover you cannot stand apart. You are not standing alone. You have to appreciate yourself and be the part of the whole thing. As long as you are considering somebody else is responsible, God is responsible, man is responsible, my husband is responsible, wife is responsible for my misery, then the problem continues. Yesterday, somebody sent me a very funny email. The man had gone out to listen to a satsang. And he comes back home, opens the door, and the wife is standing there. Suddenly he carries his wife and goes around. The wife was surprised by this type of behavior, this type of reaction, because never this man does it. Then he said, what happened? Did that person where you went to listen to the discourse, did he say that you must be romantic or what? He said, no. The person told, we have to carry our own burden and miseries. Okay. Now, the wife can immediately say, listen, don't make it male chauvinistic. Somebody, wife is smart, wife should say, oh, that's good, let me carry my load and burden. So, get down, carry your husband and hang around. Because if you are getting that point, it's not that the woman is the burden of man. Don't make that stupid type of stereotype rubbish. The woman can be your problem, the man can be woman's problem, woman can be man's problem. But as long as you are thinking like that, woman is my problem, that is my burden, my misery, or this is my burden and misery, that long you shall not solve your problem. Why? If you say listen carefully, if you say she is my burden or he is my burden, you carry dual burden. Burden in yourself, in your mind, and burden physically, the persons. Are you getting that point, please? Your burden becomes dual. You are more miserable. Already miserable inside, but you are considering the other person is your misery. So, you carry two loads now. What a headache. Yesterday I was talking about this happiness thing. Today there's one paper has come, Arunachal will show you, that happiness thing. What is the international conference? Happiness and its causes. Just think of it. And what are the causes? You should see that. It's a beautiful circus. 20,000 people will be coming, or 2,000, 3,000 people will be coming. You know how much they are charging? Only 1,600 Australian dollar for 3 days. Only $1,600, and it is oversubscribed. Last year's conference, they are showing the picture. And who are the persons organizing? I should not say. One or two religious group. And of course some other happiness group, well-being group. And of course there are happiness shirt, happiness cup, happiness mug, happiness dinner, then different types of dinner for the different types of people. So different causes. So now you have to find. The moment your happiness has a cause, how are you ever going to be happy in life? The moment the cause is gone, you are out. Therefore your whole life will be spent in protecting the cause of your happiness. What is the average man doing? Somebody thinks, husband is my happiness, wife is my happiness, the lover is my happiness, the beloved is my happiness, the gold is my happiness, the diamond is my happiness, the job is my happiness, the money is my happiness, the God is my happiness, the guru is my happiness. In trouble. Now you say, no, I don't believe in God and guru, I don't believe in these things, the cup is my happiness. Or this mantra is my happiness, the singing is my happiness. Are you nuts? Think. going back to yourself, seeing your place in the scheme of the universe, in the very appreciation of the macrocosm totality, where you are an inseparable part. Your body, your mind, when both are gone, taken away, where do you stand? That is why self, the I, has to be understood. So that is what Bhagavan says here. Here, the first verse, as we saw that, Urdhvamola adasakam aswatham pravarabhyam, describes the whole creation. The whole creation is described as a tree. In Mahabharata, very elaborately it comes. Avyakta Mula, you read it. Okay? I don't have time because the verse within a verse is too many. So already in Kathopanishad you have seen that. So it's a huge tree of a creation, whose root is the self, the awareness. The manifestation, the branches are the whole manifest, perceived, physical universe. Just like you understand yourself a tree within a tree. Your body is a tree within a tree, or yourself is a tree within a tree. When you say your body, listen carefully. All the three dimensions of yours, gross body, the subtle, the causal, and the as though the fourth, Chaitanya, awareness, yourself. So three different dimensions, gross, subtle, causal, and who you are is neither gross nor subtle nor causal. If you take this as the root is consciousness, and the branches are like your deep sleep, seed state. Everything is projected in a dream as well as the waking. This is your tiny tree. But the root is universal root. Consciousness here, they are everywhere. There is no difference whatsoever. And this physical body forms the part of the total universe, and which you can see clearly like elements. The body sustained in space. There is no personal space for you. If you appreciate, body disappears just like that. There is no personal space for you, space in which the body is moving. The air, no personal oxygen you are carrying. In the pool of oxygen, little bit goes to you. Then there is a heat. There is no personal heat of yours. The heat is carried wherever you go. Then the water is everywhere. Same thing, water is in your body. If you take away the water, take away the air, you will be dead. Take away the heat, you will be dead. Then earth. Earth also holds you. You cannot walk 1 inch above the earth. Always sustained there. You are part of this creation, part of the earth itself. So the earth is the whole body placed on the earth also. Element, then the water, air, fire. So physical body, even though it looks like a special, isolated existence, in reality it is never isolated. Just like when you look at the tiny wave, it looks like an independent. Look at the big wave, but that mighty wave is at once connected to the whole ocean. You can't look at a mountain losing sight of the planet Earth. Just think of it. So every time you are an inseparable part of it. So it's a tree within a tree within a tree, all of us. And this is something, what is happening now. It is connected, this tree is kept going by the adasya mulani anusantasani karma anubandhini manushya loke. Manushya loke karma anubandhini. According to your karma, certain experiences, circumstances, situations come up in life. Your body, what type of body, where it is, how it is, according to karma. Why is it karma is brought in? Please understand. So karma theory, you have seen all that, but if you look at the karma, why is it brought in? Because if you look, two persons, same parentage, same house, same food, but two different personality. Same school they go, same education they get, but totally two different personality. And the same person also, not only there is a difference between person to person, but the same person, sometimes angry, sometimes upset, sometimes jealous, sometimes so sweet, sometimes so kind, everything is there. Karma manifestation. That is how the samsara continues. But now he says, this samsara vruksha, which is not a steady plant, but aswatha, swanatishthati, doesn't exist tomorrow. Everything is continuously disappearing and changing away. Like a flash of a lightning. Shankara so beautifully writes, no, that whole creation is pratyayanti gatah punarna divasa kalo jagat bhakshika. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala vidyuchalam jivitam. The prosperity in your life, Lakshmi, prosperity, toya taranga bhanga chapala, as brittle as the rising and falling of the waves. Now you are on the top, now you are in the bottom. Vidyuchalam jivitam. The life is as uncertain as a flash of lightning. Pratyayanti gatah punarna divasa kalo jagat bhakshika. The days that have gone by never shall return again. Your past is gone, youth is gone, childhood is gone. Never it shall come back. There is no backward movement, always forward movement. Kalo jagat bhakshaka. The time devours everything. That is the life. That is the samsara vruksha. You cannot keep it same way. And this vruksha, he says, therefore, you cannot describe, you cannot rely on this creation. You cannot rely on the creation. Please understand the beauty. To get yourself liberated, to get yourself free, you do not dismiss this tree of the creation. You dismiss your reliance. Are you getting that? Gold is not your problem. Your dependence is your problem. Should you remove your dependence or should you remove the gold? A man or woman is not your problem. Your dependence is the problem. Dependence kills you. The child has no sense of dependence. Listen carefully. If you want to understand the language of devotion and wisdom, take this example. The child has no sense of dependence. Child has no sense of devotion, that my mother is taking care of me. Does the child know? Think. Just taken care. The child doesn't know that he is taken care. Child is just moving. Whereas adults will promise, I will take care of you until the death do we part. Huh? Really? I'll take care of you. It's very nice to hear. Romantic statement, a very assuring statement. It can be romantic, it can be practical, whatever you say. How much care you can take? Before you take care of somebody, have you taken care of yourself? A miserable person wants to give happiness to everybody. Insecure person provides security to everybody. Of course it becomes a false promise. The other person falls for it and both are destroyed. You don't give that, you don't keep that unconscious dependence of the child on yourself. You help him to grow. The child is very comfortable hanging around. Mummy is around, Papa is around, very good. So, do you keep that baby like that? 24-year-old, 34-year-old, 50-year-old like that, the baby hanging around you? What do? You help him to grow up. Or should you say, 4 or 5 children together, they depend on each other, they grow, depend on me. You are creating nuts. The person should grow up. Grow up means what? Respects you, but depends on himself. Jnanam, knowledge is like that. Respects God, but no dependence. You appreciate the totality. Ishvara, he alone is. I cannot attribute anything to myself. Call it he, call it she, call it it, makes no difference. He alone is existing, she alone is existing. But my happiness, my security, my comfort, my being, who am I, doesn't depend upon anything. You don't depend even on God. Anything, because not, if it is, listen, you can't depend on God because, listen carefully, you can't depend on God because if you make a God different from you, that is not dependable God, because you will be dying. If He includes you, it's not a dependence, it's a freedom. Are you getting that point? If He includes me, what is my depending on Him? Always taken care. I'm happy with myself. So, very nicely he says that this samsara vriksha, what you see, narupamasyeya tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na sampratishta. Hey Arjuna, this samsara vriksha, as I told you, beautiful description, but tatha asya rupam iha na upalabhyate. As a tree, as it is not really visible. Why? Because tathana upalabhyate. As I am talking to you, it's a tree continuously existing, it doesn't. Why? It has no adi, no pratishtha. It has no beginning, no middle, no end. It's a continuously changing thing. What's like a Gandharva Nagaravate? Pratikshana anyatha svabhava. Gandharva Nagaravat, like you look at the city of the celestials, you look up into the sky, there are clouds. The cloud looks like an elephant. Look at the elephant, now the trunk has gone. Now the foot has gone. Every moment, look, you saw the elephant, but suddenly everything is continuously changing away. Same thing in this creation. Everything, pratikshana anyatha svabhava. Gandharva Nagaravata, like the city of celestials, every moment the creation is different arrangement. See, in this place. Now this is arrangement. How long? Every moment it is changing. Yeah? How can everyone, Swami, so many of you, you don't look at the details. Now my hand is here, now my hand is here. Now your hand is, something or other is changing. Somebody changing his clothes, changing his, what is that, feet, postures. Somebody closing the eyes. Somebody looking this way. This way. So many things are changing here. Simply sitting is not the place. You continuously changing. And are you not aging? You came here 1 year younger, 1 hour younger. You will go back 1 hour older. In between, every second you are changing. Every moment. And then suddenly somebody can say, oh, dead. That can also happen. Suddenly it can happen. Anything can go wrong. Go wrong means what? I mean, something other than the arrangement can happen. Because time is a very naughty one. It doesn't respect any arrangement. Pushing. Continuously changes the arrangement. You have organized it very well. Go somewhere. Something goes crazy. What do you do? So, he says, if you want to see that samsara vriksha, in reality, you cannot really catch it. Very difficult. Why? Na antaha, na adihi, na pratishtha. Anta na vidyate, adi na vidyate, pratishtha na vidyate. Hey Arjuna, it has no, it says endless, beginningless. Even as you are seeing it, it's continuously changing. You can't grasp it. Your own body, your own mind. Try to grasp your mind. Hold on to your thought. That is why, if you understand, even if you want to hold on to your misery, you can't hold on to your misery, because the thought will disappear. It's all up to you. Without misunderstanding, there is no problem. Understand? You are having problem? Misunderstanding somewhere. Which direction, which dimension we are talking? Any dimension. Problem means backed by misunderstanding. One fellow goes to a shop. Two fellows are going to a shop. Just think, simple example you can do. Two people going to a shop. And then they are written, they are reading there, pants 10 rupees, shirts 15 rupees, suit, 3-piece suit, 45 rupees. Say, very good. In this place it is so cheap. You want to tell Sardar's name? You can take Sardar's name. You want to anybody's name, even name, but just make it a joke, okay? Just see that. You want to make Sardar's name, add a little spice, you can add also. Huh? So there is Sardar, let's say. Okay, so they go there. Then they say, they both are talking to each other. Hey, this is very cheap. One whole pant, 10 rupees. Shirt, only 15 rupees. And 3-piece suit, only 45 rupees. Huh, we should take lot of from here and sell it in our back home. So, both of them went, brought a word of note, give me 200 pants, 300 shirts, 100 suits. This man surprises, sir, why do you want to take all these things? Then he said, are you from Punjab? Are you from Ludhiana? He said, yes. Sardar, okay. Simply, it's going recorded, so you should not say that I am talking about Sardar. It's a joke, okay. He said, are you from Ludhiana? He said, yes. You are taking it all to Punjab? He said, yes. Then these two fellows are surprised. How do you know? How do you know that we are from? It's simple. This is a laundry. This is a cleaners. So now, if they have a problem, because of what? Misunderstanding. Anywhere. The fellow goes to a shop and says, can I have the TV? He said, no, we don't sell it to Sardar. How do you know I am Sardar? He didn't say, he walked away. So next day he caught his head and came as a punk. Red, green, yellow, spike. And comes in. He said, can I have that TV? No, we don't sell it to Sardar. Huh? He was surprised. How can you know? How do you know that I am Sardar? I am a punk hairstyle. The next day he comes in a 3-piece suit and can I have that TV? He said, no, you can't. We don't sell it to Sardar. He got so frustrated. He said, okay, all right, you don't have to sell me. Tell me, how do you know I am a Sardar? He said, because that's not a TV. That is one micro oven. Okay. Now, see, misunderstanding, right? When people misunderstand, she told me like that, he looked at me like that. What are you doing? You are interpreting the other person's action for your sake. You cannot have a trouble without a misunderstanding. Try. If you understand yourself, same thing, go to the Brahman absolute. If you know yourself who you are, what misunderstanding? But if you say you are the body, problem. You are a thought, problem. This is the God, problem. This is the only God, headache. God can not pain on the neck, all over. A faith can be a pain. Misunderstanding. Understand? Anytime. That is why the whole desperate attempt on the part of scriptures. Krishna doesn't make that whatever I say you must listen. Huh? Arjuna has full right to question and himself gives the complete picture. Nanto nachadir nacha sampradishta. Hey Arjuna, this tree that you are looking at it, don't take it as real. You cannot see it as it is all times. The time, truant, naughty one, goes on changing everything every moment. In your life, nothing shall be same forever. Nothing. Aswatham enam, that's what it is. Now he says, enam, aswatham, this is aswatha. This is the tree, swanatishthati, doesn't exist tomorrow. Never exist as it is at any time. But it has this samsara vriksha, subirudha moolam. In this tree, you are continuously stuck. It has samsara vriksha. Listen, in this samsara vriksha, there is no bondage unless you hold on to the samsara. The samsara doesn't bind you. The creation doesn't bind you. The body doesn't bind you. The money doesn't bind you. Nothing binds you. You get yourself tied down by the object. And that is what we'll see now very clearly. Please appreciate. Like a tree. When a person is going and holding onto the tree and shouting, the tree is not leaving me, the tree is not leaving me. What shall you say? Are you mad or what? When did the tree hold on to you? You hold on to the tree and you say, tree is not leaving me. It's like telling, the flower is not dropping. Can you see? Just think, flower is not dropping, flower is not dropping, flower is not dropping. Or no, I am not dropping it. Just now I was having a telephone conversation with somebody, a person whom I know for the last 30 years. That time they were 25, 30. And then now they are 60, husband is 70, and both of them, all the children are married. So when they were attending the classes, very regular, always they'll say, Swamiji, this is fantastic. This is so nice. The day our responsibilities are over, now we have 2, 3 children. One day over, we'll come to this knowledge. And there are also people of means. So everything also will be provided. Many things we can do. First one over, second child finished, third child over, all marriages over. Each one have children. But now these two are stuck on everywhere. Samsara Bruksha. No time. When they had children, they had business, they were doing everything, they were spending 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours in a week. Now, in 10 weeks, not even 1 hour. I was asking them. He said, Swamiji, it's too much. I said, are you telling me children are holding on to you or you are holding on to children? If you are really observed, children do not have anybody else in their scheme of life. They grow up. Each one has to live. Just like as much you gave your parents the space, that much of space your children give to you. They are living their life. They have a different speed, different arrangement. You can't fit into that speed. A small baby, small child. So don't try to impose. But you can impose if you are a moneyed person. Because moneyed man means moneyed grandfather, moneyed great-grandfather. Therefore, everybody has to be connected to you. Because not that they shall lose you, they shall lose the inheritance. The moment you decide that I am going to be with myself, take care of myself, enough have done, do it for the society, you'll be a different person altogether. But you say, what? Family doesn't allow me to go. Family doesn't allow you. Or you are holding on to it. Anything for that matter. Why talk about family only? You have a habit. You hold on to the cigar or cigar holds on to you. You hold on to the liquor holds on to you. You hold on to a faith or the faith holds on to you. Ask the question. And holding on to something, if you think you are going to be strong, you are dreaming. Is holding on to something, if you are finding strength, so that has the strength, not you. If $1 million in the bank, therefore I am important, you are holding on to that. So the day millions goes, you are out. The moment your God goes, your faith goes, your religion goes, your something somewhere goes, you are out. That is why when you don't understand that, you get rooted into that. You see that language. Subirudha moolam. You have literally ingratiated yourself, entangled yourself, deep rooted into every perception and sensation. And therefore tied down to samsara bruksha. So what shall I do? Shall I cut the tree? No. Asanga sastreda drudhena chitva. Your sanga, underline that line. Underline that little statement, please, and keep it as a mantra in your life. Your sanga is your bondage. Bondage is not the object. Gold is not bondage, woman is not bondage, man is not bondage, power is not bondage, life is not bondage. Your Sangha ties you down. Sangha means your association, your dependence, your involvement. You understand? That infatuation, obsession, that ties you down. So what shall I cut? Asanga sastra. Are you getting that? You want to cut down the samsara? Don't touch it. Take away your sangha, infatuation. But what is the solution? Keep to the world? Renounce the world, renounce your husband, renounce your wife. Of course, first thing, renounce your wealth, so I can have it. Right? Nonsense. You know this joke that is going around the world. You are giving up everything which is innocent. It's like giving to God. You want to give it to God something? What should you give to God? Remember that. Find out what He doesn't have. He is everything, He has everything. She is everything, she has everything. Only one thing He doesn't have is me, because I am standing out, planning to give Him something. Only one thing God doesn't have is me. My individuality isolates me. If at all I have to give something, what should I give? Shall I give the flower? Flower doesn't suffer any sense of separation from God. Why should flower be plucked? Shall I give the fruits? Gold, diamond, nothing suffers the sense of separation. But why the person give? These are, I was thinking it is mine. God, it is no more mine. Now it is yours. What way? Listen carefully. Oh God, it's no more mine. It's all yours. So people think it's a huge charity. You are nuts. It's no more mine. It's all yours. When was it yours to give it to Him? It was always His. Okay, you play the game. It is not mine. It is yours. Then you sit down. I have given. This hall, this house, this freedom. How pathetic. Which what is to be given up is the giver. I renounce everything except the renouncer. That is why in Mahabharata it comes, Yena tyajasi tatyaja. You have that statement with you? Yena tyajasi tatyaja. Give up that by which you are giving up. Be yourself. So, as language, asanga sastrena drudhena chitva. You want to cut this samsara. What is samsara? Dependence is samsara. Misunderstanding is samsara. Misery is samsara. Identification is samsara. There is no samsara, there is no bondage, there is no suffering without your misunderstanding, your infatuation, your obsession, your dependence. Do not depend and suffer. Please try. You don't like sweet. Think of it. You don't depend on sweet. And when distributing sweet, somebody says, hey, don't give that sweet to him. And you don't like sweet. How do you like it? Good. How do you know I don't like sweet? That fellow will be finished. Somebody wants to make you miserable by not giving you sweet. But you anyway don't like sweet. So how do you feel? Good. Very nice. How do you know that I don't like sweet? He will be in trouble. Some people, when they travel, they think the seats are all, registered in their name. Patta. Or in a class also sit down. This is my place, this is my place, this is my place, this is my place. It happens. Doesn't matter. So one day, suppose you come there, other fellow sitting down there, in a bus or a train or a car or anywhere, sit down. How do you feel? Now suppose there is no such obsession. You come, sit down there. Where is the place? There I sit. I don't sit down in my seat. I'm talking about general public, not in airline, don't try that. Wherever you sit down, the whole place is there. No, I go there every day under that tree, neem tree, and the stone is mine. Huh? It's not in your name. Anybody can sit down. Then nobody can bother you. But if you are stuck on the particular place, particular plate, particular way of puja, particular way of chanting, particular way of singing, particular way of greeting, religious indoctrination. Also, secular indoctrination. This is how it should be. Everybody must say good morning. If somebody says namaskar, what is this? Religious indoctrination is like that. Only this way. Why? Understand. What creates bondage for you is your sangha, infatuation, obsession, dependence. You want to get out of samsara? Asanga sastrena. Use the weapon of detachment. Detachment, is a bad word, already been talked about. Detachment means as though you have nothing to do with this. No. I use the gold, I use the car, I use everything, but I don't depend on anything. When you say detachment, as though you should be totally away from it. That is why it's a wrong connotation. I don't run away from things, but I don't have any dependence on it. I use everything, I don't depend on anything. Asanga sastrena drudena chitva. Why? Because how do you cut a tree which doesn't exist? I'm getting that. Samsara briksha, he said that narupamasya tathopalabhyate. This, as I am talking about the tree of a samsara, it is not really available. Then how are you going to cut it? One thing is available is your obsession, your ignorance, your infatuation. Cut it. So your infatuation, who creates? I create. Therefore, I am ahankar. That when you see that I, everything is released. Then what if I cut that, what will happen to me? Tataha, thereafter, tata padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya. Tataha, thereafter, tat padam parimargitavyam. Hey Arjuna, thereafter, you may look for that padam, padyate jnayatananiti padam, that by which everything is known. Yourself, yasmin gata, going where, na nivartanti bhuya, there is no return. When you are happy with yourself, there is no question of your being unhappy again. Understand that language, then we shall see. Once you are happy with yourself, there is no question of your being unhappy again. If you are happy with a laddu, you shall be unhappy after some time because laddu you will be tired. If you are happy with a person, you shall be tired. If you are happy with a thing, you are happy with a sensation, happy with a God, happy with a faith, are you getting that? Anything, you shall be tired. At one time, you shall be totally tired of it. It may be 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 20. It doesn't matter. Object disappears, you shall be miserable. Either you get tired or the object disappears. Whereas if you know yourself, bhuyahana nivartanti, you shall never return again. You shall never ever lose sight of yourself. What a thing it is, huh? Are you getting that? It's so beautiful, makes you so free. I'll give you this flower and you will be very happy. You get this flower. The flower fades, stolen, dead, gone. What happens? Have you not seen it? Other day, it came in the newspaper. One couple, she had a diamond ring. They put it on the thing. The husband, as usual, messy, while removing things, has taken that and put it in the garbage also. The garbage has gone to big garage. The big garage has gone to 10,000 ton garage in the city. Now it's a precious diamond thing. They requested. And in that country only, they started looking for it with a metal detector and they found that. Why that? Because my symbol of love, my misery. So if that is gone, bad omen, isn't it? Something wrong is going to happen. I lost my ring, I lost my this, I lost my that. Please know that. Unconsciously you can be played upon. You can depend on something. Have you not seen that? Suppose I give, just think, give this flower. What will you do with it? Swami has given nice flower, okay, keep in the book for one day, take it for some time, hold in your hand, very carefully hold in your hand, don't even do it like that. Then after you go to the, maybe near the neem tree, then go to that place, then you suddenly discover, what is this, I am holding on to it, Swami has given, so you carry it for some time, more precious. But then you know, how long can you hold it on to it? Neither you have hair to fix it, nor you have anything. Now what do? What to do? Then is, this is the temple. Put it near the that's a stone pillar. Like the Sinduram, the Vibhuti and vermilion you do, na? They give you don't know what to do, or how much can you put? You only know then where to put. So on the temple, the stone pillar, everybody puts it there. Why? Afraid. What will happen? If it is ordinary flower, you can throw it anywhere. If it is God's flower, now you are afraid. Right? Ordinary chandan, sandal or vibhuti or anything, temple, fear. Fear comes. You don't know what to do with it. Sangha. So anything you hold on to, understand, fear you cannot escape. When you see everything is Ishvara, not that you throw the flowers like that, but there is no fear of anxiety of any kind. So you don't renounce object. Understand? What you take away is your dependence. How beautiful. So no violence against anything in this creation. Yasmin gata nivartan. So going where there is no return. If you hold on to the sense object, for your happiness, you will return to unhappiness. If you hold on to money for your security, you will be returning to insecurity. If you hold on to a person for your security or happiness, you shall return to insecurity. If you hold on to a person for your love and affection, you shall return to loveless, affectionless life. If you see yourself as the love, you see yourself as the happiness, you see yourself as security, yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya. No more you shall return to loveless, unhappy, insecure life. You are fully secured, fully happy, all the time in love with yourself. Call it Ishvara, call it God, call it truth, call it self, whatever you like. Nothing touches you. Tameva cha, and while going this, what should you say? Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yata pravrutti prasuta purani. So, tat padam parim, having got this infatuation, sangha, association, may you look for that, going where there is no return. That is yourself, which is Adyam Purusham. So it's like both jnana and bhakti simultaneously. It's a tango, it's dancing away together. I am myself, but Adyam Purusham Prapadye, I surrender unto that Adyam Purusham, that beginningless beginning. Purusha, Purnatvat Purusha, full and complete, all pervasive. To him I surrender. From which yata pravrutti purani prasruta purani prasruta. From which everything came into manifestation. Prapadye, from whom? Pravruta, prasruta, nisruta, purani, chirantani, that is eternally, from which everything appears and disappears. That is yourself, the awareness. Call it God, call it truth, call it consciousness, anything like. So I hold on to that. So see the vruksha, cut the dependence, go to the root from which nothing returns. You are with yourself. That language of happiness makes it very easy. If you find happiness in an object, you shall return to unhappiness. If you find security in a person or an object, you shall return to insecurity. If you find your happiness in a thought, you will return to unhappiness. If you find your happiness in a practice, you shall return to unhappiness. If you go into yourself, no question of returning to anything again. Why? Happiness, the truth, the absolute. Thereafter, how shall you travel? Happily go in and out. Happily go in and out. Go wherever you feel like. Whichever object, whatever you want to hold on to, absolutely no problem. That is where living becomes a great joy. And who shall know it? So what is this beautiful smell comes? Anyway, I think with this we shall finish. Escape from this. Because that is what? If your happiness depends on clean air, you understand? That does not mean, therefore, I am happy. So, deep breath. Don't do that. Relative. I am happy with myself. Clean air, beautiful. This is something must be going down somewhere. Don't climb the wall. Get up and go. Close your eyes. We'll see in the afternoon where he says, who is the person who can do it for himself? That's a fantastic verses. I don't want to just pass through. We'll see in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. Just take that point. If you depend on anything for your happiness, you shall return to unhappiness. Work on it. When you are happy with yourself, no return to unhappiness. Close your eyes.